Dear students, in this video lecture, we are going to study the history of Sayyid dynasty. So now, what is Sayyid dynasty? So Sayyid dynasty was one of the dynasties that occurred during Delhi Sultanate. During Delhi Sultanate. So as you know that Delhi Sultanate occurred between 1206 AD to 1526 AD. So almost for 320 years. So Delhi was being ruled by Islamic forces who had come from Central Asian countries such as Turkey, and they have established themselves on the seat of power of Delhi. So this time period of 320 years is known as Delhi Sultanate, and during these 320 years, five different dynasties, or you can say five different families, sat on the throne, beginning with Mamluk dynasty. So five different families sat on the throne of Delhi Sultanate. So this is the fourth family, Sayyid dynasty. So let's understand the history of this dynasty. So the Sayyid dynasty was the fourth dynasty of the Delhi Sultanate. So I already explained to you, or you must be already aware that what is Delhi Sultanate. So Delhi Sultanate is the time period of 320 years, beginning from 1206 AD, ending at 526 AD. Because in 526 AD, Delhi Sultanate was overthrown by Mughals. So five different dynasties came one after the other during those time of Delhi Sultanate, and this is the fourth dynasty. And this dynasty ruled from 1414 to 1451. So virtually they ruled only for 37 years. They could not rule for quite long. So it was founded by Khijr Khan. Khijr Khan, a former governor of Multan. So he was previously a governor of Multan who later on captured the throne of Delhi and started his own dynasty, which is Sayyid dynasty. But let us see, did he actually capture the throne himself? Let's see. They succeeded the Tughlaq dynasty and ruled the Sultanate until they were displaced by Lodi dynasty. So as I already told to you that in Delhi Sultanate, five dynasties came one after the other. This is the fourth dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, and the last or the fifth dynasty was the Lodi dynasty. So they ruled until they were displaced by Lodi dynasty, and they could rule only for 37 years. Now the Sayyid family rose to prominence following the 1398 sack of Delhi. So in 1398, a Mongol invader, Mongol warrior known as Timur, Mongol, that means coming from Mongolia, Central Asia. So he entered Delhi and he is known to have killed 1 lakh people. Please understand, this guy Timur, in his entire military expedition or invasion, he has killed more than 1 lakh people. So he was, people used to be scared of him. So he sacked Delhi, that means he completely destroyed Delhi and appointed the Sayyids as the governors of Delhi. Because he had come from Mongolia, he had to return back to Mongolia. So before doing that, he made these Sayyid people the governor of Delhi. So you can say that Khijr Khan did not capture Delhi, but he got it from Timur. So Khijr Khan, the founder of the dynasty, had served as the deputy of Timur in Multan. So he was already working for Timur, and Timur had captured Delhi, and then Timur asked Khijr Khan that I am going back to Mongolia. From now on, you become the governor of Delhi. You take care of Delhi under my control. So who was Khidr Khan? We obviously know that Khidr Khan was the founder of Sayyid dynasty, and he ruled as a deputy of Timur's son and successor Shahrukh. So he had worked with Timur, and when Timur was dead, he worked for his son as well. So Shahrukh. So basically, he was ruling Delhi in the name of Timur. He used to say that, see, I am the representative of Timur and his son Shahrukh. So that people used to give him respect. Because if you don't give respect to him, you are disrespecting Timur. And then Timur will come and destroy Delhi. So this was the political scenario. He did not swear any royal title. Why? Because he was the servant of Timur family. He himself had no political power, but he was ruling in the name of Timur family. He was the governor of Multan under Timur. He took advantage of the disordered situation in India after Timur's invasion. In 1414 AD, he occupied the throne of Delhi. So technically you can call it occupying the throne of Delhi, but basically he was made to sit there with the help of Timur's son Shahrukh, Timur and his son. He brought parts of Surat, Dilapur and Punjab under his control. So all these were actually, Delhi Sultanate, they have lost control because of these invasions. People like Timur used to come and they used to snatch away land. But now, since Khidr Khan himself was on side of Timur, so he easily managed to get back Surat, Deepalpur. This is not Dilapur, this is Deepalpur. Deepalpur in Punjab under his control. But he lost Bengal, Deccan, Gujarat, Jaunpur, Khandesh and Malwa. That means he was not a great ruler. So he won some parts whereas he lost some parts as well. Khidr Khan passed away in 1421. So he could not rule for too long. He had become the ruler in 1414, died 7 years later. So after Khidr Khan, his son Mubarak Shah became the next ruler. So let's study about Mubarak Shah. So Mubarak Shah crushed the local chiefs of Doab region. Now what is this Doab region? So Yamuna and Ganga are two rivers, Yamuna, Ganga. So the land between these two rivers was known as Doab. So it includes, areas such as Lucknow, then Faridabad, all these areas. So Doab. So Mubarak Shah crushed the local chiefs of Doab region and Khokhar tribes. Who were Khokhar tribes? So Khokhar tribes were the tribes, prevalent in Multan. So they were the these tribes, they used to indulge in looting the passengers. So those passengers who were crossing from their area, they used to attack them, loot them and kill them. So Mubarak Shah brought these people under their control. He is first Sultan ruler to appoint Hindu nobles in the court of Delhi. Please remember this fact. Delhi Sultanate is out and out Islamic Sultanate. Ruled according to Islamic principle, heavily dominated by people from Central Asian Islamic countries. But Mubarak Shah started the practice of appointing Hindu nobles in his court. Why? Because he was a weak ruler. He needed local support, local Hindu people to support him. He constructed Mubarakabad city, Mubarak Shah. You make a city and then you name it after yourself. So Mubarak Shah, Mubarakabad. So he constructed the city of Mubarakabad on the banks of river Jamuna, which is today known as Yamuna. Mubarak Shah's nephew succeeded him. That means when Mubarak Shah died, his nephew succeeded him. His name was Muhammad Shah. So let us understand the life and times of Muhammad Shah. So Muhammad Shah defeated the ruler of Malwa with the help of Bahlol Lodi. So who is Bahlol Lodi? Bahlol Lodi was the governor of Lahore. So Bahlol Lodi was working under these Sayyids and he was the governor of Lahore. So with his help, that means Lodi and Sayyid, they came together to defeat the ruler of Malwa. So this happened during the time of Muhammad Shah. Muhammad Shah conferred Bahlol Lodi with the title Khan-e-Khanan. That means Khan of the Khan, the great Khan, for helping in defeating the ruler of Malwa. Now you see, you yourself are the king and you have to depend on your governor to make you win. That means your governor is more powerful than you. So to keep him happy, to keep Bahlol Lodi happy, he gave him the title Khan-e-Khanan. That means you are the great Khan because you helped me to defeat the ruler of Malwa. Later on, this Bahlol Lodi will dethrone him. He will ask him that you go from here, you are very weak. You don't deserve to be the king, and he himself will become the king. You will see soon. So later, Alauddin Shah succeeded him. So all these are weak rulers. This guy is very strong, Bahlol Lodi. He is the governor of Lahore. Just see, he will overthrow Sayyid dynasty and he will form his own dynasty. So let's see. The last ruler, Alauddin Alam Shah, he was a very weak ruler. And in 1457 AD, Bahlol Lodi, who was Bahlol Lodi? He was the governor of Lahore who had helped Sayyid dynasty to defeat the ruler of Malwa. That means he had so much influence over the Sayyid dynasty. He was the governor of Lahore. So Bahlol Lodi captured Delhi. He captures Delhi and he asked the king that time was Alauddin Alam Shah. He asked him to step down from the throne and he sent him to Badaयूं. He said that you people are very weak. You people don't deserve to become the king. I am strong. I deserve to become the king. So he overthrew the Sayyid dynasty. He sent the king to Badaयूं and he himself sat on the throne. So finally, in 1478, Alauddin Shah died in Badaयूं. So that way, Sayyid dynasty ends. Sayyid dynasty ended in 1457 itself because the king was sent to Badaयूं. So it's not that Sayyid dynasty ended in 1478. No, it ended long before that. Because if the king is not living in Delhi, then what kind of a king he is? So Sayyid dynasty was overthrown by this guy known as Bahlol Lodi. So if you overthrow one dynasty, that means that dynasty ends and the next dynasty takes its place. So you can say that the Sayyid dynasty was overthrown by Bahlol Lodi, who formed his own dynasty, Lodi dynasty, and that Lodi dynasty will become the fifth family to rule during Delhi Sultanate. Now please remember something. Sayyid dynasty out of all the 5 dynasties of Delhi Sultanate. So let's name all the 5 dynasties of Delhi Sultanate. First is Mamluk. After that, Khilji. After that, Tughlaq. After that, Sayyid or Sayyid, different ways to pronounce. So after that, Lodi. So they were fourth in chronology. Now the 4th dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, is the shortest dynasty. That means they ruled only for 37 years. They could not rule for too long. Sayyid dynasty got the opportunity to rule for the smallest number of years, whereas Tughlaqs have ruled for the largest amount of time. So you have to remember this as well. So that's pretty much that you have to know about this dynasty.